Welcome back, everyone. We are on another part of the guitar kit build, and again, I'm really going to be pushing up against the time here, but I wanted to bring you in, as I mentioned in the early part of the introduction, and I've got you zoomed in on the headstock, and I don't want to move around too much. I want to keep you zoomed in so you can see, because we are going to apply this. Is the logo, this is the initials, and it's actually in reverse because it goes on this way. So I had this made, and I found the guy on eBay, and I've got the decal application instructions, so I'm going through that because I don't want to mess it up. I've got a brush, I've got some paper towel to blot away some of the water. I've already put a beginning coat of the gloss poly on here, and I want to go ahead, I'm going to do at least 2 more coats, maybe even 3 of the gloss poly, but I want to go ahead and get this logo on here. That way, as I'm putting the subsequent layers on, they'll go over the top of the logo and seal it and protect it and all that kind of stuff. So I think I kind of got things ready. I've read through the directions already. I'll put a link in the description for this particular video, and I'll also let Ronnie know that I've done that, and he lists his website here as well. So I'll put all that stuff in the description, and then if any of you are interested in this, you'll know where to go and get all of that. So I'm just going to do what it says here and try to get this on. The purchase actually includes 2 of these, so if I screw one of these up, we'll have another shot at it. So hopefully I don't do that. Hopefully I can get it right out of the gate. Now, this doesn't say anything about how long it needs to dry before you put another coat of anything over the top. So I'm probably going to give it a couple of hours anyway to make sure that any of the water has evaporated and that everything is good and dry before I put the oil-based poly over the top, because as you know, oil and water don't really play well together. So I've got the body off to the side kind of doing its thing, and it's been kind of interesting to see. I actually had to do some sanding and stuff on the top because I ended up with this kind of crackle effect, which was really weird. I'm hoping more layers of the poly will take care of that, so we'll see. Anyway, not the purpose of this video. We're going to get this logo on here and see how it looks. So directions say to place it in warm water with the backing paper up and let it go for 20 seconds. So we're going to do that. It curled in the water. I've got my water here. So 20 seconds, here we go. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. That's just so you don't end up with blank space on your video. Right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And I'm assuming this is a lot like any of you that ever built model cars and they came with the decals, that it's very similar to that. And I say we're at 20 seconds. So I'm just going to screwdriver to help get it out of there. And it's a water slide, so I'm going to water out of the way here. And we should have a little bit of time. Oh yeah, it's coming right off of there. And we should be able to position it exactly where we want it here before things kind of start drying and stuff. And we got to get some air bubbles out and all that kind of stuff, which he recommends using a brush. So it says from there I'm blotting it with the paper towel, and it's kind of moving around on me here, but that's all right. Not too concerned about that. I need to take a look at it here really quickly so to make sure I got it kind of straight and all of that how I want it before it gets too dry. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that positioning there. So let me make sure I got you in the camera there. And can you see? Hopefully, if I don't have the light too much on you there, can I get it in such a way that, yeah, maybe let me try to maybe move the camera. Man, that light is good for me but bad for you. So yeah, there you go, you can kind of see that. All right, then it says to adjust the decal where you want it. Take the paper towel, gently blot the excess away, and it's really moving around. I'm kind of working my way from the center, which is what he says to do, out to the edges. And then talks about taking a brush, starting in the center and pushing the decal. So I'm going to do that in all the different directions. And I do have some bubbles in there, so I'm going to work those out. And I'm kind of pushing the brush together to make it stiff. And again, kind of working from the center to the outside. And even with my finger a little bit. Let me kind of look at it again. Can you see it? Not really. It's not bad. So there's, let me try to get, yeah, there you go. It's not bad. I'm going to pull it away and look at it, so sorry about that. I think once I get coats of polyurethane over the top of it to kind of mask the slide, I think it's going to be fine. I've got a bit of an air bubble. I may have to take a little razor blade and get rid of those. Actually looks pretty good. What I'm doing, let me kind of show you. I was doing that off camera there. I apologize for, but I was just actually taking my fingernail and kind of working from the middle out where I felt like I had spots. And I'm being pretty gentle with pressure and all that because I don't want to damage the water slide. The idea is to try to get it to where you can't see it. So may have to take a really sharp, I think I am gonna have to take a sharp blade and kind of trim a little bit, but I'll do that, no big deal. Should have done that maybe before I have another one that I could go to if I want to try to trim some of the excess off of there. But I think I'm going to just kind of go with this one at this point because I don't think it looks bad. Let me see if I can get it in the camera here for you and get it in the light. You can see how it's dull, but I think once I put some poly over the top of that, it's going to blend in pretty well. All right, so I think, and again, I apologize for the lighting, so let me just hold it that way, and I'm going to go ahead and end this part of the video, and I'll bring you back in once I get some finish over the top of it and you can see what it looks like. So let me pause the camera, let this dry. I'll put a coat of the gloss poly over the top and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. And if we need to, can always take it off and do it over. I mean, I only have, 4 or 5 days before Christmas, so no big deal, right? I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, one kind of quick update here. I think I've got you in good light. I've got you handheld, so I'm going to try not to bump you around too much, but I put a coat of the gloss poly over the top. Zoom in a little bit there so you can see. I think it's going to look pretty good. We're under the really bright light up above us here. There's a really bright light. So again, in the normal lighting and all of that, which is kind of what I'm trying to show you here, it looks pretty darn good if you ask me. And once we get a few more coats of the poly on there, it's going to be fine. What I ended up doing is I've got these you can see kind of the box right back there, surgical scalpel blades. These are super sharp. No pressure at all to even cut. And so what I did is I did some trimming around the logo to get rid of some of the excess, and that really helped a lot. So I spent a few minutes doing that, dried it really well, and then went over the top of it with the gloss poly. So just an update. I wanted you to see what it kind of looks like there. I think it looks really great. I think it's going to look good on the guitar, especially once you get the tuners and all the other hardware on there. I think it's going to look great. So, all right, one more step done. I'll be back with you